Alright, this is the Ramsey's Goofball. It's a fish catching machine, and it floats like crazy. Came up with it for fishing around here on the Willamette and Mackenzie for trout and steelhead. I'll show you how it goes together. Start the thread up about 2/3, wrap back to the bend. Now you can make a profile bump out of thread, or if you've got some orange dubbing on hand, this is just some like orange trilobal, just a little tiny bit. Wrap that little bump there. Now the tail is some UV pearl crystal flash, give it a little pop. The back end there, cut that down to 4 strands. Tie that in the middle, fold the other 4 back, and just kind of push them up against that profile bump, get them to flare. And cut them at about a 1/4 inch or so. Right. And this fly is pretty much built all out of foam, so it's got lots of flotation to it. This is going to form the overback. This is just some tan 2mm foam. I tie that right back tight to that profile bump. Secure it, move the thread up, and grab some Thorax mono here. This is going to tie down my hackle later. Get that in there first. And then we've got some 2mm orange foam.
Now this is going to be kind of an October Caddis version of the Goofball, but a lot of different colors work. The green body for a green Mackenzie here, or a little hopper, cricket, cicada in New Zealand was killer this last spring and summer through the year with a green foam body.
Yeah, exactly.
This orange one's going to do well. A tan one's going to be great for a short-winged stonefly or another hopper pattern.
Yeah, you can. This is a really pretty versatile style of fly. I mean, basically it's kind of like a, stimulator on steroids. It's basically what it is. But you can make it any colors you like. I like it in black and purple, and the most common colors are the green, yellow for a golden stone works real well. In bigger sizes, this is a really nice heavy water like salmon fly in orange or in yellow. All right, so I'm going to take a brown saddle hackle here. Tie it in up in the front. I'm just going to palmer that back. You can see I keep that body nice and buggy so that it holds a lot of that airspace in the foam. Then I take my mono, tie that down, wrap per wrap. I'm going to trim some of the hackle off the top of this in anticipation of laying the foam over it. Now I take this foam, just pull it right over the back and tie it in.
Now that's a 2x long hook.
Yeah, this is a 5212 TMCO hook, 2 extra long dry fly hook, like what you'd use for a hopper or a stimulator.
That's important, I think, to have that length.
For sure, yeah. So you can get the the doubled length of the abdomen and then the shorter thorax. Then what I do is I advance the thread forward like that, and I just kind of pinch that foam right up tight to the eye there and tie it off there. You can cut the foam if you pull too hard on it when you're tying it in right there, so you got to be kind of a little cautious of that. And then see, I've got it fore and aft there, and then I'll just kind of work the thread through like that. But I like to keep a little, like I say, I like to keep a little airspace in the foam, and not mash it all the way down right away. Then I'm just going to take this and fold it back to create a little doubled over prow, basically, right over the eye of the fly there. Tie that in. And then loosely advance the thread, or take the thread back like that. And then I'm going to create the little wing pad here with this foam, the leftover. I just cut a little wedge like that. And that's gonna keep that wing up in a fluttering position. For the wing now, we're gonna use some bleached elk. And I'm gonna get the length to about, the end of the hook or so. And then I'll give it a little securing wrap just around the hair. Kind of keep it all bunched together on top of the hook, keep it from wrapping around the other side. I'll give it one wrap and then check my length. Looks pretty good. I'll start adding some tension there. And then I'm going to grab all these butts here, pinch them down up tight to that foam, and then I'm just going to take the thread right up to where it just butts up against the foam there. Again, trying to maintain some airspace in the materials for flotation. And this makes a bit of a shaggy afro here, but what I do with it now is I take all these butts, kind of pull them all up together, and then just trim right across the back of that foam. And leave a kind of a shaggy, almost like an elk hair caddis type head on there, right behind the foam. Now I'm going to start cleaning up this space that I'm going to tie the rest of the fly in here, the thorax. That wing is nice. It's kind of like almost like a comparadun type of wing. It really sticks up like a big fan when you have it on the water. It sticks up. It's really visible. Now we're going to take some Grizzly medium round rubber leg here. Just take one strand and cut it in half. Just kind of pinch that around the thread. Slide it up to the fly. Secure that down in the middle there. And then do the same thing on my side of the hook. And then I'll tie it back all the way back to up against the body and up against that bump in the front of hair. And then the last thing is a Grizzly Hackle, and you should note that these hackles, this is a size 8 fly that I'm tying here. I'm using like size 14 hackles, so they don't need to be super big. I kind of like to keep them, nice and even and pretty small. They're not a significant source of the flotation on this fly, actually. I got the hackle in there. I'm going to give this thing a pretty good coating of head cement here. And this really kind of adds to the overall durability of the thing when it's done. To run the hackle through. And we'll tie that off right behind the elk hair. And then I've got that eye just right where I want it, so I can just get a couple of wraps on there, hit it with the whip finish. Trim that hackle flush to the hair. And I'm going to get a little bit more head cement right on that whip finish underneath. Like that. And then I'm going to trim these rubber legs to roughly the diameter of the wing off the body. The Goofball.